He knows one of the owners. And
Probably Ian, who I trained.
Wow. Yes, sir. Wow. Welcome, ladies and jets and ladies, to the
Welcome.
All Talk podcast.
Hey, guys.
I am one of your hosts, Sam Legacy. My weather to my right, which is your left. You know, Mr. GQ Win.
what's going on, y'all?
The God.
Feels good to be back.
And the beautiful, the amazing Jennifer, the realtor.
The realtor.
Yes, sporting her new glasses.
Oh.
That's right, people.
Gorgeous.
Don't shower in your contacts.
That is definitely a new one for me. And to my left, which is your right, the Queen Brittany.
Hey, guys.
You know, she's in the building, and the one and only Mr. DJ.
DJ MVP.
Oh,
Hey.
Yes.
Looking
That was
good,
good.
baby.
That was
Looking
good. Yeah, that was good.
So thank you guys. If you're new to the channel, we do ask that you share, like, subscribe, comment. We will be reading your comments. We will be, responding, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Tonight's topic, we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts when dating a single parent. But before we do that, you know how we like to do. We've got to keep you current. That's right. Starting with the news. So, Mr. President Biden has dropped out.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
He needs to go to sleep. It's past his bedtime. I understand.
And who?
yeah.
Go ahead,
The fact that
continue.
he was saying, like, I need to sleep at these times to run the country. Like, listen.
Nah.
There's no way.
Nah, seriously. It was one of the things. He was like, he needs this amount of time to sleep, and between these hours and everything else, I was like, listen.
He needs to go to bed.
Let's
Those naps.
All right, let's
Rest eternally.
Let's get
What?
it together.
I'm sorry.
So now, Kamala Harris,
Yes, we can.
ironically, is going to be the
Right.
front runner
And she was endorsed
Yep.
by.
for the Democratic Party. But in other news relating to that, the Republican Party is actually suing Biden for dropping out.
Yeah.
Because they had a legit plan. Because they knew it was going to be a landslide with
Landslide.
yeah, a huge landslide.
You ain't say landslide.
I
got
did.
you.
What did I say? What did I say? No, tell me what I said,
Sorry.
young man.
It's all right. Just continue.
I said landslide.
You said landslide.
I kind of did hear it.
All right, so I think on
It's
Sam
that
there,
time.
apparently. Welcome. Big shout out to two amazing people that are in my life. Number one, my big bro. Happy birthday, Elton Dub.
Happy
Love you, big
birthday.
bro. And then my daughter, Angelina.
Angelina's birthday. Yay, happy
I got a
birthday.
15-year-old.
Yeah,
How's
buddy.
that feel?
Vaya con Dios.
I don't know, because she's like, Dad, why haven't you taught me to drive? I'm like, bro.
Ooh.
Bro.
Like,
Bro.
Fair point.
Like, no.
She is.
Like, she's
She's
15. Like, I
15.
learned at 16 when I got my permit.
I was
legally.
driving at 16. I had a car at 16.
Yeah.
Well,
Who's that?
so she was saying, I told her, look, if she could save up $5,000, I will finance a new car for her for her birthday. I will do that.
Oh yeah, she working too.
She is,
She got this.
yeah.
She's got to practice, though. That's very
Yeah,
intense. The driving.
getting a brand new car is dangerous, Sam.
What is wrong with
Can we
him?
shoot to DJ MVP, please?
Oh my God.
just zoom in on that handsome young face. For me,
Oh my God.
please. But yeah, on other news, I might be saying this wrong, but listeria outbreak linked to deli meats. It's caused about 2 deaths so far.
Ew.
Yeah.
Really?
Where?
I think in New York.
Over.
We're live, my man.
Oh, we got a special
Definitely
guest
live.
walking in,
We're live,
Realtor
my brother.
Johnny.
Uh-oh.
No,
You
get
know?
on camera. The people
yeah.
want to see you.
Yeah, we're gonna have my man Johnny jump in live. So
No, you're getting on camera now.
No, you're
You
good.
gotta
You're good.
have
Don't
a
worry.
way.
Don't
Everybody
worry.
got on camera.
You gotta say hi to the camera. You
Say
gotta
hello.
set it up.
All 4
This
cameras.
Is Johnny,
My boy Sam,
you know,
Yes, sir.
taking over the
My
world.
man
we
taking over the
doing it,
world,
yeah.
One
man.
at a time, one house at a time.
we love you, bro. We love you.
Is he okay? Oh my god.
He's the man.
He's
Johnny's
cool.
the man. That's my man.
Wow.
That's my man.
Okay.
So they're telling you,
That was really scary.
the delis specifically in New York, you guys getting the chopped cheese. Just be careful of the meat. Pause.
Hey yo. Pretty good.
Love it, love it.
Yes.
Mysterious, it's dangerous. I can't
You should
believe
just
two
make
people
some
have
of your
died
food at
already.
home, yeah.
You should, but imagine all the working people. They go to Subways, they go to the deli. The
Are they
deli's
going
around
to
the
Subway or
corner.
are they going to get a chopped cheese?
I don't.
It's really the
At
like,
2 a.m.
They're saying
No,
the deli
it's
meat.
deli meats like
a deli
turkey
meat.
sandwich, whatever people buy at the deli. But it's so
sucks.
dangerous because as soon as you touch that and then you accidentally touch the lettuce that you put on it,
Disease.
and that's it. It spreads. It spreads everywhere so fast.
Don't you love the deli guy though? Like I remember when I used to get like this was years ago, but I hate you. The deli guy when he'd be like, can I take who's next? And you're like, oh, I have a chicken. Can I have Munster cheese? You want it thick or you want it thin? Like the deli guy is so he like loves his job. It's just
So what
great.
kind of deli guy did you have? Did you have the Spanish or you had the Arab?
I had
Or Italian.
You should see the one I had the other day.
I had
Brooklyn?
Like, oh my
I
God.
mean, I ain't
White
live
guy?
in Brooklyn. I live
Like
in
Santa
I live in
Claus.
Brooklyn,
He was
so
cool.
that's what I was asking.
But he looked like he liked his job, not like mine. I don't know if you guys saw in my story.
Yeah.
I said, I need 3 things. He said, nah, you're going to have to write that down for me. I was like,
He was not in the mood that day.
He was not in the mood. He gave me the notebook and pad
was
and
like,
pen, and he
"Let
said,
me
write
know."
it down. And then when he looked at it, he was like, and I said, no, you can't complain how I wrote that. You figure it out.
Okay.
Wow.
Do your job.
So,
Do your
yeah.
job.
So stay away.
Shop
So
right.
stay away from deli meat. You should be cooking your food. You know, let me not be a trainer for 1 minute. It's just
You
happening.
should. You should.
Yeah, I'll do another day.
You know,
It's
like
okay.
another
Just be
thing-
really careful, guys.
Yeah.
Even with like vegetable oil, they're saying it's not good for you. Meanwhile, that's all I have.
Yeah, vegetable is not good for
Of
you.
course.
know
Vegetable oil? Like
Oh,
canola?
olive oil.
No,
I was
you have
thinking
to
about
have
olive oil.
olive oil.
My bad.
You gotta rinse your vegetables,
Yeah.
guys. They're trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Of course you play this song. Of course you play this song. God damn it. Why? I love that song. I'm sorry.
She was about to start.
It was.
She
Yeah.
was.
And then I realized
It was about to be
And
BT,
the
it was about to
wind
be BT uncut after 2 a.m.
I already know some subscriber who from last week. He would have been all over it.
oh my God.
Nah.
Is he in the chats right now? Is Morrison
definitely
on the chat?
No.
Cut it
Stalkers.
Oh, man.
Stay away from stalkers, guys.
So in other news, U.S. Police Capitol detained demonstrators that are protesting against the military policies of Israel because Benjamin Netanyahu is coming to speak before our Congress, which is out of control.
Yeah.
Like, I just...
Give a little background because people might not know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so as you know what's going on currently, there's still a war going on
Yeah.
between Palestine and
Yes, I
And
don't even know why that's still going on.
Benjamin
This is insane.
Netanyahu is a leader of Israel.
Oh.
He's the prime minister of Israel, and he has been, brought up for war crimes. So if he's ever like in South Africa or something like that, he will immediately get arrested. So he can't go there, but he can come here,
Oh, of course, because America.
And this was charged by not the United Nations. There's
was.
another council.
It was the United Nations.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Okay.
You're absolutely correct.
No, it's The Hague. The Hague is war crimes.
Yeah.
International court. International court.
Yeah. So, that's that.
That's horrible.
In other news that's not on here, but it's really, really big right now. Sonia.
Oh my God. I really didn't know if we were going to talk about this, but I watched the video just before in my car.
I felt it was important to. I was going to add it, and then I was like, nah, I don't want to get political. I was like, but you know what?
You should.
Like, it's really sitting in like, we're at a point now where
It's like the elephant in the room.
We want to protect our police. Don't like we back the blue.
Right.
This is what we're all about. We need police.
Yeah.
I think personally, working with law enforcement, and I have family that is in law enforcement.
Same.
You know, so I have family that's detectives, friends, like et cetera, right?
Yeah.
We don't.
I
Wow.
hate you a lot. I
Wow.
do. Thank
Wow.
you, MVP. We don't know what that
Wow.
sounds like. Continue.
Yeah.
Right? I think
I hate everything
it's
about him.
important to really. Oh, if you can't hear me, then I'll move
No,
this
we're good.
over.
Go ahead.
There you go.
To really address PTSD with some of these police officers that might be going through something, seeing how they're mental and everything else. Because if you watch the video, luckily the other police officer had his camera on.
Yeah.
So the other guy thought he was in the clear because he turned it on after he shot her.
Oh.
So he thought,
shit.
well, I'll make up a story. That's why when the cops came, they were like, oh, where's the gun? And he was like, oh, she don't have no gun. You know, she was going to throw the hot water on me. So, and then she's
No
like, this
freaking
crazy
way.
bitch. Like, and this is all, so right now, if you're defending this police officer, they're like, you should
There's
do
something
yourself
wrong
a
with you.
favor. Find the nearest, highest bridge. Just jump off and do society a favor. Like, seriously, because there's no way you can defend
agree.
the actions of that. Like, even, because, you know, she was joking, trying to make light of whatever. And even if she wasn't, right, when she was saying, I rebuke in the name of Jesus, clearly this man had a demon in him that,
Definitely.
you know, caused him to, like, shoot this unarmed, as she's going down to her knees saying, I'm sorry, I'm joking, blah, 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 blah.
my
And you
God.
still did it. There's something in here that's not clicking.
Yeah.
Also, what's not
That's
clicking
pure
is
evil.
the fact that when this shooting happened, right after, the person that had, the other cop that had his camera on, literally said, I'm gonna go get my kid. And the guy who shot, the police officer who shot her was like, don't even bother, like,
It was a
whatever.
kill shot.
It was a kill shot that's right to her head. No,
No, we're not
no,
going to condone that.
we're not doing that.
We're not-
So we're not condoning that. However, the problem is what can you even say? Like, you literally are in charge of a firearm. What can you say that your finger slipped? Like, what is going to be his defense when he goes to court? You have no defense. Regardless if she was joking, she was calling the police because she needed help. You are in her house, chilling, relaxing. It was almost like within seconds, it became hostile. It was very creepy to watch.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the most, like, I don't know, it's the best adjective I can even describe when you watch the video. It literally, it's like one thing, and then there's a quick switch. Nothing even happened. All of a sudden,
he was
the
on
guy
that
was
energy as soon
aggressive.
as he got
He was
there.
on energy the minute he got there, but then he was like, oh, this and that. And then she's just down, and it's
You know what's
really
messed up
fucking
is,
sad.
you know, and it's
Really
just,
fucking
it's
sad.
just that officer. It's not the other one. The
It's
other
not.
one,
The other one
was
tried.
like-
He was like, oh, fuck.
yeah, and then
This
after
guy
you
did
could
this.
See he's like visibly shaken up because it's like, yo, bro, like,
What the
you know, like,
This is going to cause a scene.
Yeah.
This is. Listen, at the end of the day, we support the police. Just like there's in any, I say this all the time, just like in any career, there's a bad apple, right?
There's always, yeah.
But sometimes there is a kind of like justification where it's like, all right, well, you know, they deal with a lot, they're dealing with this, and this. Okay, it's true. Mentally, a police officer deals with a lot on a daily basis. I get it. However, in this instinct, there's nothing that you can say. Like, you literally murdered someone. Thank God it was
Cold
caught.
blood.
Thank God we have those cameras, but for these specific reasons where this guy, if he doesn't lose his job, I'll be very surprised. But he should lose his job.
I
needs
He's
to
irresponsible.
lose his job.
It's very obvious, and
Yeah.
someone passed away and was deceased.
Yeah.
All because of his actions. I'm sorry.
A lot of these cops, man.
You
they
deserve
gotta
to
do a
lose
lot
your
of
job,
background
no
checks on these
pension.
Cops, man, yeah.
There has to be a way to choose them better, right? Like,
I just think, especially just like with just some of these, like the police department, they don't have enough time to check these background checks and all these other stuff. Yeah, you do like little minimum background checks, but like, I feel like they need to be in training for like even more than like
Longer.
a year or so before even.
I think there
being on
should be an
force.
additional test. I understand what you're talking about. I feel like there should be an additional, like, literally, like, mental health skill test.
Because they
Yeah.
got these
Because
situations that
there
they're
are
in,
so
and
many
then-
situations that, as we're seeing now, are so much more advanced, they're so much more complicated, and they're very diverse. Like, you're not going to get the same kind of
Scenario, yeah.
situation every
Yeah.
time, or the same kind of person. So, like, I hate to say it, but if I was a white police officer, I would be dotting my I's and crossing my T's every single day because I would say like there's almost like a bullet on my back. Like there's a bullseye, on my back. Like I have to make sure I'm doing my job as excellent as I can. I'm
let me
sorry,
tell you,
but
it's
they don't
not
act
just-
like that.
It's not just white cops, because my brother-in-law is black, and he is a cop, and he says it to us all the time. I am so scared to pull out my gun. I have to do so much paperwork if I pull my gun. And now he's putting himself at risk because he's not going to want to take that gun out because, God forbid, he makes the wrong choice. And he's terrified. So now he's
100%.
putting himself at risk as well as putting the public.
So, not to, sound whatever, but we do want to move on. So our prayers are with that family.
Definitely.
And I do feel we're after George Floyd, a lot of things have changed. So it's not going to be the typical not guilty.
Definitely not.
It's not like
Something's got.
it's too broad. It's too visible. It's too much social media.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the same thing. In local news, 2 men were arrested for running a construction scam targeting older adults in Floral Park.
What?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What are they
Long
doing?
Island?
Where in Floral Park?
So what they
by my
were
house.
doing was,
Sheesh.
one guy, his name is Adam Turner, and the other guy is named David Young. So what they would do is go to like people's home and be like, hey, we want to give an estimate to help do construction work on your home. So while one guy was talking, so let's say me and Winnie, so Winnie's talking to, the homeowners, I'm downstairs like, oh, this pipe? Man, fuck this pipe. And just like dead ass. Like they were really breaking shit up and just charging more. And then like, well, wow, look at this. Did you know that you had this going on? Did you know?
Yeah, why you gotta have that tone though?
I'm just saying.
I don't like that.
But why the tone though?
I'm assuming.
You ain't shit.
Because that's probably how it was. Like, you got to be a real scummy piece of shit.
You
To do
really
that to old people.
Old people.
to old people's
man,
places.
look at the freaking thing. My God.
You ain't
He
shit.
does that voice.
You ain't
I
shit.
hate
So-
that voice. It's so funny.
You ain't shit.
Oh my
It's actually psychotic.
Wow, so just be careful out there. But
Don't let nobody in your house.
Yeah, there's professional contractors you can call.
Definitely.
Make sure you do your Google reviews.
And that's what John does. Excellent. So if you need someone, guys,
John,
you have
he's
someone here
behind the scenes.
on staff, readily available for you.
Comment below.
We'll send
Yo.
his information later.
That's right.
Comment, I need help, and we will send you John's information.
That's right.
Thank you.
If you need to sell your house, comment below.
And then Jen will jump in.
Nice. So tonight's topic is the do's and don'ts when dating people
You have a good song
with
for that one?
children.
Single
children.
parents.
Children.
Chil-
The children. I'm sorry. I'm really
You
going
Hello,
good?
Gerard.
Yo, nah.
G baby, what up, baby? I'm gonna get you back next week, baby. We need a little spice.
I don't think.
Sam's a little dry.
I don't think. I don't think that's the right way to go.
Over there.
I want him to come back. Don't do your cut it out. Great. We didn't have to hear that for 1 whole hour now last week. Now I have to hear it.
Love it.
The children. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun. Sorry. All right. Where do we start it off?
All right.
Let's.
So
If
Yeah, you're the
Angelina's
one-
daughter,
you're the
you
one
should
with
start it
the-
off.
I'm the only parent up here.
What are the
You got
dudes?
kids too?
I do.
You got
I
a
got
kid?
2 babies.
So yeah, there's 3 parents here: Mike, myself,
Oh, that's right.
and Jen.
Guys, how does
So-
it feel? Like being a parent? Like, talk to me about that.
Well, you're not a single parent.
But you're not a single
I'm not
parent.
anymore. I was for a period of time.
Okay, so you got some input.
Yes,
Okay.
very much
I think
so.
you should start it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, Jen.
Dating as a single mom, I think, was one of the most difficult things about dating. First of all, you can't just bring any man in your house.
Correct.
You can't have that midnight phone call, I'm horny, come over. You can't do that because your kid's sleeping in the next room.
Or are you though?
No, it was hard. And I think
locked?
come through the window.
Oh, Lord.
Yo,
Rapunzel, let down your hair. I'm sorry.
Make sure you live on the first floor, single moms. No. Honestly, I think it was very hard. My number one fear was repeating something that someone did as a single mom, which was marrying someone that didn't love their child. You know, like the step parent was not loving, treated them differently. And that was my top number one rule. You know, date this person, becomes friends with them, bring him around after a year, see how they interact with my son, and we go from there, which is exactly what I did.
How old was your son at the time?
My son was 7.
Oh, young.
He was young, yeah, he was young.
They know what's going on at that age.
They
like,
know, exactly.
You're
they
not
know
my dad.
yeah,
You
you
look
can't
for
just
you.
say, oh, it's a friend.
Oh my God.
You're not my dad.
Thank God I never went through with that.
That's
But it's
crazy.
scary because,
Yeah, I get
you date what you think was the perfect person that you were dating, and then you realize they don't get along with your son. And that is a straight red, like, I can't continue in that relationship knowing that you're not going to treat my son the same way you would treat your own kid.
Is it like Baby Boy? Remember, he was
I
like, you ain't my
hate-
kid, nigga. I hate you.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you ever
I
seen
do,
Baby Boy?
but I
You
don't
need
know.
to rewatch Baby Boy. It's really nice.
That's pretty far.
Whitney,
but
it's
damn.
Literally what the movie was.
Yeah, Snoop
that
Dogg was a
traumatizing.
villain for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
He said, is that Jody?
Oh,
Taking care who got my baby pregnant?
yeah. it's
Jody?
so
Still
bad.
living at home with his mom and taking care of responsibility.
All right, we know that you know the script.
We get the line.
knows the script, guys. 10 points.
So yeah, no, my suggestion for you single moms is definitely don't bring any man around. Make sure that man is going to love your child the same way that they would love if it was their child. Please don't put your children in that situation where they don't feel loved, they don't feel included, they don't feel like they're part of the family because stepmom or stepdad doesn't like me and they don't want to take me on vacations
that's
and
crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the most horrible thing you could do to your kids. So be careful with who you pick.
DJ MVP.
My situation, I'm going to actually talk about a situation prior. Okay. So before Kai, there were a lot of variables in this equation. She had 2 kids, and it definitely was the opposite of your story. Like, I was tiptoeing past the bedroom, you know. She had a babysitter, so and then sneaking out at like 5:30 in the morning and stuff like that. You know, from that perspective, and now being a parent, I understood the need to protect her children.
Right, from
You
seeing
know,
you there in the morning.
After a year, I
From
do.
seeing you there in the morning eating eggs and
But naked, like
Okay,
those
yes.
movies you
Who's this guy in the
It's like,
boxes
yeah.
at the breakfast table?
all you see is butt cheeks.
Yo, can you
Okay,
imagine?
I'm sorry.
It did play a big effect and impact on like after being so intimate, you know, emotionally with somebody, and there's this whole part of your life that you're separated from.
Yeah.
And so it's like I felt like this isn't going any further at this point, you know, and that ended. Now my current situation, to me almost it's like storybook, you know, and the reason why I say that is because them being in the same class, getting them interacted with,
Yeah, it worked out.
yeah, so it was like
Perfect.
we played it for a while where it was just us. We were single parents, like, you know, oh, the other parent has the kids, so we'd have a sleepover, you know, her mom was watching her daughter so we could go out on a date, Kai was with his mom, all these kind of scenarios. And then we decided there was a day that we were gonna do something, the 4 of us. And they, like, honestly, I'm telling you, from the bite of the first chicken nugget, Kai called us out. Like, because he saw the way I was looking at her.
Aww.
And so it was like, we left the school, it was an early dismissal, we're at lunch, and he's like, you're gonna marry her daddy. Like, that,
So
like
smart.
straight
He
up
basically
at
did
that
that.
moment.
That's adorable.
Hi, shout out to you. You're the best.
Now, the issues that have arisen was competition now. You know, in terms, like, there was an acclimation period where, like, her daughter was adjusting to me being around more. Kai gravitated to her right away, so she felt like, oh, mommy's not giving me the same attention because it was individualized up until I came into the picture. Now another kid comes into, and so like all this, and they adjusted really, really well.
Did you know that they were always in the same class? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Oh.
what?
Did you meet her at pickup?
No, it's just,
Like
yo,
the
this is
pickup.
actually
The pickup line.
what's even more storybook
No,
about
like
this.
literally when you pick up your kid, there's a
I
line.
can say most people do not have a moment of the first second we locked eyes.
Wow.
And so I'm taking pictures of the first day of school for the PTA. And I'm like, can I get a picture of you and your beautiful mom together? That picture's in the kid's yearbook. Of the first words I said to her. Now, she says, I find out this later, she's like, oh, there's hot dads that go to the school. I'm gonna like it here. And then I walked into the classroom, right? So a few days go by. A few days go by.
Oh,
She lied.
And I see her and Izzy at this PTA meeting. Now, I wasn't in district last year, so I'm like, I'm throwing my kid a party in like 8 weeks. I'm gonna invite all the PTA parents. And I'm like, oh, that kid's in my kid's class. I think that little girl's in my kid's class too. So I talked to the mom of the son. I was like, do you know her? She's in our class, right? And she's like, yeah, she is. And she started stirring the pot. She was just like, here's her math, blah, blah, blah. She's not seeing anyone right now.
Oh, there's always that little Yenta friend.
Definitely, she's the maid of honor at the wedding. But so
Guys, join a PTA. Okay. At your kid's school.
so
That's so crazy.
there were a lot of different elements that made it easy, but we thought about these like do's and don'ts, like if we're gonna go past like just hooking up, like we got to think about them first, like
100%.
because they're so young, so impressionable. Like I knew he was gonna gravitate to her because there was one other girl that I had dated, and he was heartbroken, Then his babysitter, he was heartbroken over, I was like, Tony's not gonna babysit you anymore. We're moving, buddy, And we got to see her a few more times, but it was just like that in itself. Like if I'm just gonna bring randos in and out, and this and that, I was like, that's gonna
Can't do
affect
that.
my kid. How are we gonna develop this safe for them, and also like controlled?
Right,
so it
of
was
course,
like
always.
we told them after a couple of play dates, we're like, we're gonna have a sleepover one night, and then we went on a vacation, all four of us with her parents. So it was like little baby steps, and today was so cute. Like they hadn't seen each other in about like 5-6 days, and they're like, if I wake up in the middle of the night, you come in my bed, and if you wake up in the middle of the night, you come in my bed, because they share a room.
Yeah.
And it was just like
That's so
they-
cute.
That's cute.
They're like siblings. It's so blessed, but you have to protect their emotions. The teachers even said that. Once the teachers knew what was going on, because Isabel goes, "That's my stepdad." I'm like, we're not
what's up.
even married yet. And I was just like, yeah, I'm dating Megan.
Oh my God. Now I have a question. Is there like a certain amount of time that you wait when you are dating someone and you want to like introduce them to your kids? Because a friend of mine, she, I feel like just got introduced too fast. And the kid, she is like 5, very, very, very disrespectful. Like she was like disrespectful to her dad and would freak out when my friend was like there, to the point where like it was like tantrums. It was like if they're holding hands, like her and like her boyfriend, she would get upset. Like the
Yeah.
daughter would be like, "Don't hold his hand," like or like if they're in the
gosh.
pool and like his shoes are there, her shoes are there, and then like she would go to put her shoes like down, and she'd be like, "Why are your shoes next to my daddy's shoes?" Like freak out. "I hate you," she said to him, like in front of her.
No.
She's had like a tantrum in like a restaurant, like, "You're not my mom, get away from me."
Oh my gosh.
And she's 5, so it's kind of like she's doing that to get her dad's attention, but also on the other side of that, the mom is like, she says like, "I don't act like this with my mom." Like my mom would say, like wish she would like discipline me or whatever. But her mom told her, you could act however you want when you're with your dad.
And
That's the problem. Now add in the fact that like when like my friend is just with the little girl and the dad isn't there,
that should not be
she's
happening.
an angel. But when he's around, it's like fighting for his like attention, but like not really, because it's like we're, you know, all attention's on you. You're like, oh, are you okay? You need something to eat, blah blah. And it'll be like, I don't want this, or it's like tantrums. But like,
Is your
it was
friend
very backed up.
still in this relationship?
She is not in the relationship
Thank
anymore.
God.
But that's what happened. Like it was so soon. She almost
away.
like was losing herself, and then it would be like a Monday, and he owns like a business. They're in Florida, but he owns a business, and it's like, nothing against anybody, but like, why are you? As a friend, I'd be like, why are you with the little girl? Like,
Right.
not to say that there's anything wrong, but like,
No.
why are you
Ooh,
babysitting the child?
yeah.
That
I
doesn't
understand.
like you, does not respect
Not
you.
so much that it's that. I wouldn't say so much as that. Yes, they're bonding. They're like, you know, creating their own relationship. But I think it was just too soon, too fast.
Yes.
Not that she's even bad with her. It's the fact that he's not as present as he can be as a father, and I feel like he also next girl he meets, it's throws his whole
I need a
like
babysitter. I need
all
a
of that
mom.
on her, and I don't think that that's fair.
Yeah.
And that's
No.
what happened to my friend, and my friend felt like, I'm losing myself. I'm taking care of your kid. It's no problem. However,
He did that way
she
too fast.
doesn't.
Yeah, that's not right. Yeah.
That's
Like,
not-
but there's points where it's like, okay, so she goes to her mom's, and then she's with her dad. But when she's with her dad, it's like it was only like maybe 2 weeks where it wasn't like my friend was there all the time. So it wasn't like him and his daughter. It was the three of them. When do you have time alone with just your
Yeah,
kid?
no.
You guys just started dating, and look what happened.
Yeah.
It literally pushed my friend.
didn't
My
work.
friend is not like that. So it literally pushed her away.
That man was just...
It's too much, and he just was looking for anyone. Please take. It's like he
That's
didn't wanna
exactly
be-
what I was going to say. That
Yeah.
man was only looking for a...
And that's like kind of unfortunate. That's what happened because
No.
his discipline and how he was talking to his daughter was so not helpful, like at all. Like and I'm telling you, like instead of like, for example, he's like, oh, what do I, like they broke up, so I was like, oh, what do I tell the little girl? And she's like, I don't know. She's like a little girl. Like just tell her, I went on vacation or I don't know, something. But he's the type of person to be like, yeah, you're not gonna see Gina anymore because she broke my heart and she made me like. It's like, dude, like he's like that. That's what I'm saying. There's bad parenting on one side,
can't.
bad parenting on another, and now you have this little girl that's just all over the place.
This poor
But when
baby.
she's not with him, respectful, sits there.
Because probably mom's got it under control, but dad
Maybe
does
mom
not.
has under control. I'm saying like the girlfriend, when she's alone with her,
Yeah, but
she's
that's
good.
weird. Why would she be good?
She's
with
very bad
the
when her dad is
girlfriend
present.
And that
Yeah, I'm just saying like.
I'm glad.
But
that
I'm
it's
just saying, when
over.
you don't protect a child's emotions, that's the result. And then you don't have a girlfriend, and then you're back to being a dad.
Sam,
I
would
think
you ever
they
do
need
that?
to be a part of this process in terms of,
Ooh.
like, daddy's dating someone. Would you like to meet her?
Right, that's a
Like
normal
instead
thing.
of
That
just like
wasn't-
I'm
that wasn't
just
introduced.
throwing you in here
Right,
because
it wasn't-
selfishly it makes my life easier if you acclimate.
That's
this,
the whole point.
you
It
know?
wasn't necessarily done in that organized manner. It's kind of like,
No, he was
we're
just
doing
like,
this.
yeah.
And they were not dating for too long. But I told her, I was like, yo, he's literally love bombing you. Like, okay, I understand. Like, if you're writing like notes and like this and stuff every day, but like every single day is a no, and a free lunch, and it's like when you do so much, it's suffocating. It's suffocating.
It's
And
love bombing.
everything that you're doing is still not enough to take care of your own.
Yeah.
Take care of your own child, that she could even act appropriately in a public place.
Right.
I'm not talking like just a normal, like, oh, okay, she was like, at least behave. I'm talking about turn up at the diner. Like, you need to know how to act. Like, you need to like kind of like get yourself together. And I feel like it was just too soon.
It was.
It was too much like, all right, here you go. All right, dad's gonna go to work. You guys have a good day. And it's
Yeah, no, that's
like,
crazy.
no. That's
Like
not
if
how
somebody
it
was in my shoes, I would give them advice and say like, you're moving too quick.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
wasn't the right. And from other things in my history, you can't just put a time denomination. Like at 1 year, exactly at 366 days, you can introduce. Like it's in your gut, right?
Okay,
And so
that's
my
fair.
situation, I felt like this is okay. In looking at it backwards, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see how somebody else might say. But the people that are around us, like my mom, I respect her opinion.
Right.
Someone who I communicate with a lot, like one of my head DJs. they're all seeing this evolution, and they're like, no, you know, I get it. Even like one of my closest friends, Sean, he was like, I can't believe you guys moved in already. But like when you said you talked about it in like March, and I met her in February, I was like, but now in June, I was like, I get
This is
it.
what I want to do.
You got, you know, he understood, and it wasn't like, dude, like you did no turning back, you know, like in this scenario, there's a lot of different variables. Like you don't understand, like I don't know the whole dynamic, and we don't have to go into it, but like this, the mother could be so vindictive, like go ahead, spoil daddy's relationship. The daughter could psychologically like, why aren't you with my mom? You know,
right?
Even though I'm gonna be a behaved child while being supervised, but I'm a jealous girl that you're with this woman, and I'm seeing you with this woman, and you should be with my mom. So it's like,
but that's the thing. So like the mom is in another relationship. Again, I've dated guys with kids. So like the thing is like when I was trying to talk to her about it, I'm like, listen, there are certain ways you have to go about things. Like to me, it's a little bit too much too fast, and it's a lot on her plate. Like you're literally responsible to the point where like your parents, your mom's watching her. You guys haven't even like you're not living together. Everyone has a separate apartment. Like it was so much, and it was very irresponsible on his part. And that was one of the reasons why I really didn't like him. But it's very irresponsible on your part, and you know that she's coming from like a little bit of a toxic situation because her mom did not make anything easy. She took him to court. She made everything horrible. So when she's with the mother, she knows how to act. The mom says, okay, you're gonna go to your dad's, act however you want. That's psychotic. And now you're picking up the slack for that. And now, I hate to say it, that's not even your kid. Yes, you can show love, and people do that in very different ways, but there's a way to, I feel like there's a way to go about things, and I just feel like when it's unorganized like that, the result is a child that's really crazy. Another second example, they're in the car, ready to drop her off to school, everything is fine, blah, blah. He puts his hand on her thigh, she's in the back seat, kicking the chair.
Wow.
And like, get off my That's like, I'm flying to Florida to beat somebody's ass. And I hate to say, they're going to be under the age of 5. That's psychotic. What's the result? Oh, you can't do that. Like, it's not even real discipline. And it's, my friend is getting affected by this. And it's
I
like,
feel
these
so
are the
bad
situations.
for your friend during
right,
that
but
time.
not
Like,
you
oh
shouldn't
my
anymore
God.
because she's done with him. But that's the point I'm trying to make. Those certain, I don't know if I'm asking people who have children and are parents, is there a certain way to go about it? You're saying that it's a gut feeling. Some people feel like there's time. I'm just trying to understand, because I do feel like if it is too much too fast, the child will almost like show you and tell you. Like if it is too much too fast, and that's exactly what happened.
That's true. Sam, what do you think?
Boy,
You're a single dad.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna cut her off. She was on a roll. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, but there was one point where you were like,
Yeah, cause
you wanted to interject, but I understand.
because you're getting one perspective from your friend. So your friend's gonna tell you what she's experienced. You didn't speak to the guy. You don't know. She's gonna be like, this happened, and people embellish stories. I'm not saying that your friend's a liar, whatever the case. I'm just telling you. You know what I mean? As a single dad, I've been single since 2015.
Damn,
You know what I
bro.
mean? Yeah. It's so I haven't given nobody the title of girlfriend, and it really stemmed with my daughter, because when I did find somebody and things were really, really good, my daughter was super great in the beginning, and then once my BM found out, then the narrative changed, and it was you're going to have a new family, your dad's gonna forget about you.
Yeah.
All kind of wicked
Yeah,
shit.
so B Moms is just putting all the stuff in your daughter's head and everything.
Yeah.
So those who know me, Angelina comes first. Like, why? Because I grew up without my dad, and I grew up in a situation where I felt my mom chose her husband over me and my siblings. So I'm like, I'm never going to put my kid, my DNA through that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now though, at this point is at this point of my life where I know exactly where my trajectory is. My daughter is 15 years old. You know what I mean? She's not like
a child.
I feel like, so the reason why I took a long pause is because, like, viewing things objectively instead of subjectively, I think she wants, like, her own family. You know what I mean? Meaning, like, okay, this is my new stepmom. We're doing this together. We have this dynamic. We have this, and this. And so since I understand that, I'm very selective at this point in my life of who I give this title to. Because if I'm dating you, I'm not dating just to, we could date, but if I'm like, you're my girlfriend, like, shorty, like, you know
It's
what
important,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, let's wrap it up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you know, I might have a lucky another, like, maybe 30 years if I'm lucky, you know, on this planet. So let's lock it up. Let's, you know what I mean? Why are we able to run and still have our senses and not look like Joe Biden? There's a tree across the street with a cat that never
Poor
jumped.
Joe Biden.
We'd be like, yo, Biden, what you talking about? To go off topic, but I think here's the thing: if you're in a situation with a child, the child's age matters.
Very much so.
Very much.
Because when they're older, the child is not going to be, you know, really subjected to the other parent's bullshit.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that question. Is it like,
And be able
Is
to
it
like
easier?
filter it.
Yeah.
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 You know, like when she was younger, my daughter's always had my back, you know, and her situation is very unique, you know, and I think if you're introducing point, I introduce, in my opinion, early. Like I say, like probably 2 months in, right? And and it's not like, oh, this is daddy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'll just be like,
Just a friend.
yeah, just a friend. I just want to see how y'all interact. You know, and meanwhile, it might look like I'm not doing nothing, but I'm gonna see how you treat my kid. I want to see how she treats you. And she, you know, if she asks you a question, boom, boom, boom. Now I had in 2014 actually moved in with a girl, right? And she had a kid, and my daughter was like around 4, and so it was, you know, I was taking the kids to school. I was like, this is gonna be it. And I noticed how her daughter's behavior was affecting my daughter's behavior.
Oh.
I'm very, especially back then, I was very disciplined. Like, yo, you do this, you touch this, I'm whooping your ass.
Yeah.
You come in the house, you greet everybody. That's the Haitian way. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they gonna give you that heavy, like, you didn't say hello, you ain't say nothing, like, you know?
I knew you were gonna just be like you. I knew that was happening. I felt it in my chest.
So, you know, I think, you know, with that situation that I was in, once I saw that my daughter's picking up certain mannerisms from her daughter, where it was like, you know, if I disciplined her, she was trying to talk back and she was throwing things, and it was like, what type of walla is this? You must have forgotten who your father is. Huh? I designed some slaps for your behind. Hey, they come with a rhythm 1 and 2 and 3. Hey, now you are dance to the left, you are dance to the right. Eh? So, you know, but you know, now at this point, I think it's, you know, you're lucky if you meet somebody that's 30 and doesn't have kids. You know?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's different
true.
now. It's
Yeah,
definitely
you're
different now.
very lucky. You're very lucky. Me, I know I won't date any girl that has a son the same age or older than my daughter. I refuse.
Why?
I refuse. I'm not gonna put the situation unless I really start really liking you. Now I'm putting my situation with my daughter because I don't know your son. You think your son is the greatest person, but you
What
know,
if he's a creep?
yeah.
What if he?
When you're
you know,
saying
goes,
you're saying, okay.
Like,
Sorry, it took a second.
I get
Sexual
it.
abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I refuse. Now, if he's like 7, Angelina's 15, that's
Then
fine.
you-
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I
get
can do that. But if he's
get
like
it.
12, 13, 14, nope.
Yeah, he at that age already.
Yeah.
Hormones is going crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
screaming. Okay. So, so with that being said, okay. So with that being, just you gotta like kind of, you know. So with that being said, I'm understanding that aspect. What's your advice for, this is for all you guys that are parents, what's your advice for someone that is in a situation right now with someone that they really like, but it's a situation with a child and the partner, whether it be you're talking to the guy, the mother, you're talking to the girl, the father, is toxic and they are just trying to ruin or just
Everything.
negative or anything like that. What is the advice? Because everything is fine when it's, let's say, the person, like you, the person and the kid, everything is fine. But like when the kid goes home, it's like
Yeah.
noise. Like how would
Let
you?
me go first because this was me. My son's father was toxic AF. He wouldn't want to let Salvadorian men think that their women are a piece of property, and that's what I was to him. I was a piece of property, and I'm not allowed to move on. I'm not allowed to date. I'm not allowed to do anything. But once Dan came into my life, I knew that I had to change because of the man that he is. And he said to me, I'm going to have to sit down with him and talk to him because if I'm in your life, I'm in your son's life, and I'm going to also discipline him and act him as his father.
That's really
so
hard.
So what I had to do was I had to speak to the ex and really sit him down with his mom and his dad and his brother and his sister. I had to sit everyone down and I had to lay out rules. This is the man that's coming into my life. He is in Joey's life from now on, and I need you to respect it. And to baby daddy, I was like, I need you to speak to him. And I need you to put whatever you have in your head, whatever hate you have towards me, and whatever you think is going to happen, it's not going to happen. I'm moving on, but I need you to be a dad and take this man's hand and shake him to make sure that Joey's going to be in good hands. And by the miracle of God, it worked out.
That sounds amazing.
I was so scared that first day that they met.
I believe it.
Dude, my butt cheeks were. I was like, Lord, help me, Jesus.
My God.
And no, Jose walked right up to Dan, and Dan shook his hand, and then they started talking, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I can breathe.
Nah, but I feel like when it comes with men, especially like obviously for the kid, I think every man could like put their differences to the side. It's all about the kids at the end of the day.
Yeah, but there's some.
I'm not
There's
saying
some that don't though, and that's
I
the
get
problem.
It. I do
How
get
do we
it. I do
get
get that part as well too, though.
Yeah, like how do we get to those toxic people? I say sit them down and sit their whole families down. That way they can't hide and act one way with her and then act a different way with
Yeah,
the
but
whole family.
the family even probably know they're just as toxic as hell too. So it's like
It's like family. It's like trauma, just
Trauma,
passing down in
passing
the cup.
down. What
Yeah,
about you,
I mean,
Sam?
I like that idea. I mean, I think that idea is great.
That's what
I feel
I
like
did.
having conversations is real and communicating is very
Boundaries,
tough.
rules.
And boundaries, yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the man's going to be in my life from now on. No, he's not going to be replaced by anyone. Just know that. I think that's another fear too. That when we
Right.
bring another
Right.
partner, oh, it's just another one. No, you have to communicate that this is
Like,
not
no,
just
this
another
person's
person.
gonna be around.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It takes a lot of maturity, like on your end, just saying, hey, this and this and this. And then with me, with Angelina, for example, I explained everything to her. Like, I was very vocal with everything.
say it with your chest.
So I was very vocal about everything and so forth, like how this was going to happen, why this was happening, why, mommy and daddy are not where we're supposed to be. And then, even now, I think I have a good rapport with her mother. You know what I mean? And that, in my opinion, was really based off me just be like, yo, bro, I don't want to fight no more. Like, this shit is corny. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like dreading to get on the phone because like, yo, fuck you, bitch. Nah, fuck you, nigga. Like, all of that, it was
It gets
like,
tiring, right?
Yeah,
that
it's
shit
exhausting.
it's
You can
played
imagine
out.
it's
It's played out.
exhausting.
So, ironically, like Angelina be like, can you talk to mommy? Because like she only listens to you. And I'm like,
What?
who? Me? But I think it's of how I address her and I try to be cognitive of, her feelings, not just, well, I'm the man, I do this shit, yeah. So I think it's more along the lines of that. Just, that was a deep sigh.
Yeah, because you know what? I agree with what you're saying. I think that everything that you said is pretty spot on. It just surprises me how people forget and like they're so almost like bless you,
Bless you.
focus on themselves where they really forget about their children. Like you're after this person that you created, whether you're with the other person or not, you have a part of someone in the world. Like that's your kid, right? So we understand, like, you're not getting a new mommy, you're not getting a new daddy. Like, there comes a point where we have to have a conversation. Okay, it didn't work out between us. Why would you want to continue to fight? And it's a lot of ego. It's a lot of like, and I feel bad because I've had friends that go through it, but it's like you get to a point, I feel like, and I've seen where people kind of just like let it go. It's like, do you want to know the person that's in their life that's going to be around them 85% of the time? Or do you want to be you want to be distant? And even in my own family, like, there just comes a point. It's just, why don't we just start communicating from jump? Like, you communicated saying, I don't want to be with you anymore. Let's communicate. How are we going to make sure this person stays alive at least until they're 18?
Right.
Like, that's a lot.
How do we raise it? Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, what about you guys? You guys are single. Do you guys
It's a lot. It's a lot.
avoid dating single parents or like?
So I've never like been with somebody that actually met their like kids or whatever case. I've dated somebody that had kids, but like never had the chance to be like, oh, these are my kids, you know. So I never experienced those situations. But I feel like, you know, obviously at the age of 30, in your 30s, everybody predominantly got kids, so it's kind of difficult, you know. Like for me, like I would like, you know, move forward. I really would not want to, just because of like the baby daddy's responsibilities, like just like how like some men are, like, you know, sometimes you just, a new guy comes in the picture, the baby father probably crazy and want to do something to you and your safety and all these other things, like, you know, like the day and age nowadays is like, you know, like some men don't step up to the plate. A lot of single women out here, they're not taking care of their kids, and it's just like the responsibility. I don't want to take the responsibility, and I don't have a problem if it was somebody that I really do care about, I see a future, and so on and so forth. But, you know, at this point, like, I'm just like, nah, it's okay, you know? So that's just me.
No, I can say, oh God, I know he was going to do something. Just waiting for the song now. So it's a lot. Like, I mean, I've been basically told, like, don't do it. Just don't even do it. Like, do not, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. ASL? Oh, okay, you have kids? All right, I'll talk to you later. It was really nice talking to you. So, like, literally, like, I have been told, like, do not even waste your time, etc. But the reasoning's a little different. Not so much, like, baby daddy, responsibilities, blah, blah. At the end of the day, if you're the kind of person that you want to be number one, you're not going to be number one in that situation, right? However you want to slice it, you will always be 2, 3, 4. You're never going to be number one.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the hard part to deal with, right? Because it's like, you could be with somebody and be like, all right, let's say they have 1 kid, 2 kids. You're, okay, so now I'm 3. Some people can deal with that. For me, I don't know how I feel with that, like, about that. Not to say that I'm going to be like, oh, I'm never going to talk to you again or whatever, but it's like, you have to understand, at the end of the day, however you want to slice it, it doesn't matter how old that kid is. It doesn't matter how young that kid is. It has nothing to do with that. At the end of the day, you're number 2, 3, 4. However many kids they have, you're after that. So it's like, if you're not okay and comfortable with that, that is hard for a lot of people to recognize. And I feel like some women forget that, like, oh yeah, he has kids, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, do you understand that you're never going to be number one? And when you say it like that, it kind of like shocks people, like, oh wait, you're kind of right. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's just, if the tables were turned and I had 2 kids and I was trying to date, yeah, you're never going to, like, if my kids need to eat or they need to go somewhere or they need to do something, you're always going to be number 3 or 4. That's just how it goes. I personally, to just go towards a wrapping up, I just feel like also too, it's like, you have to have an understanding, and it's like, you could be with someone that makes you not feel that you are 3, 4, 5, and 6,
of course,
which is great, of course. However, you really don't know that until you're in certain situations. And this is just coming from, like, I've dated someone with kids before, met the kid, they love me, they fucking want to follow me on Instagram, text me. No, dude. But I will say also, the sex of the children, like if it's like a boy or a girl, it's very, I don't know how to explain it. It's very different. It's very like a boy's reaction to you as daddy's girlfriend versus a girl's reaction to you.
Yeah, they're very.
You got to treat them very different.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
And I feel like also too, it's something that you gotta be like. I tell a lot of my friends too, because like I have a lot of friends over 35 dating, etc. You gotta know, like, you're out there, you're searching, whatever, but like there's a part of you that needs to be aware. Like, I hate people like walk into situations like, I don't understand that. Like, yeah, like his daughter got cut at school. He's going to make sure he's there at PM Pediatrics. He is not gonna come to you, unfortunately, maybe when he's done, to fix your flat tire.
Okay, but what about those dads that don't? Those dads that aren't there for their kids, and they rather
sometimes
rather
there's
make their wives.
However,
number
sometimes there's a conversation, and sometimes there's not. Either way,
scummy, by the way.
It is scummy, but
it is, yeah.
Sometimes there's a conversation, and then sometimes there's not. A lot of times, think about it. A lot of times when you have these situations, like with people who have kids, you're not. Some of them aren't even going to court because they're just like, we don't need to involve anybody. Like, this is how it is. Boom, boom. I give you your check. We're good. People can live like that. Some people cannot.
We got like 2 minutes left, but I gotta cut you off on a topic. Like, my stepfather, love this man, sent me something very powerful when I started getting serious with Megan. And the video said in it, where do the children sit when they're in the car? In the back seat. So if you want this to work, she sits in the passenger seat. And yeah, Kai, I love my son to death. And I don't put them in ranks. Because you know what? If I want to rank them, mama's number one. You know what I'm saying? I love my kid, and I'm going to drop what I need to be there for my son. But at some point in this merger of dating a single person, dating a parent with kids, that significant other needs to move to that number one. Because if they were married without kids,
she would be there anyway.
That person would be number one from jump. And they would both make the kids a priority together.
Yep.
So without that happening, it won't work because you're always gonna feel inferior, less than, whatever words go with that. And that's a big piece of that puzzle. But there's also a time and a place when that transition happens. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So, you guys like have anything closing?
Nah, man. I mean, Mike hit on the nail right there, baby.
All right.
That was pretty good.
Perfect. If you do decide to date someone with kids,
fuck them kids. I'm playing. It just felt so sad. It felt so sad.
Guys,
but I'm playing. I love kids.
You
man.
made me jump.
I'm sorry. It just got so quiet.
Jen got scared.
It got so quiet.
I was about to jump on the floor.
It just got so quiet. Sorry. I love kids.
She can't see it now. She's not.
I love kids. That's I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I just had to.
If you decide to date a single parent, be patient.
If you decide to date someone with kids, I think the most important part is to ask yourself, are you ready for that role?
That's right.
You know,
big time.
If it's just, a physical thing, make sure you let whoever it is know, like, yo, I can't see
Just
going
trying to
past
hit it,
this.
and that's it. Yep.
That's it.
Make it
I
clear.
just want to slide in
Clear
and bounce.
communication.
So, if you're new to the channel, you stuck around this long, no matter what you're on, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, etc., do us a favor, hit a like button, subscribe button, follow button, all that good stuff. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, boys and girls and boys, please remember that you are loved, you are appreciated, you are valued. You can do whatever you set your mind to. As long as you believe it, you can achieve it. This is the Unscripted All Talk podcast with one of your hosts, Sam Legacy Maweta, GQ in the God, Jenny the Realtor, of course, the beautiful Queen Brittany, Mike, DJ MVP. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and like that, we are out of here. Let's hit that outro button, baby.
Cut it.